Welcome back to Turf Talk Live at the Works at Churchill Downs alongside Gary Young again. And Gary, today a big morning we were looking forward to. McCracken, did he live up to the hype?
All that and more.
Wow.
He eased away from the 5/8 pole and went the first 8 and 13 with very little restraint necessary. He was like 25-1 at the 3/8 pole, at which time he eased into a little bit of a acceleration that you could visually see. 36.4, a minute and 4/5 with the final quarter in 24 into a severe headwind. I mean, the headwind that the 24 final quarter is okay time, but when you factor in the headwind, it was pretty good. He galloped out, and he galloped out, and he galloped out some more. I mean, they finally got him pulled up about the halfway point of the far turn on the gallop out. He looked good. I mean, this horse, it's easy. It's not tough to tell by watching this horse over this racetrack that he's 3 for 3 over Churchill, which is a pretty meaningful statistic going in. And I mean, assuming he comes out of this work in good order, I would expect this horse to run a good race on Derby Day.
Yeah, and we don't do a lot of handicapping per se on this show. Obviously, we're focused on what you're focused on, which is how they train on the track. But no secret, from a personal level, haven't been high on McCracken, worried about the speed ratings. Is he fast enough for this group? Was this a type of workout that tells you, hey, he's not only ready to run, but maybe run his best race better than we've seen?
It is, especially considering what Ian Wilkes, the school that he comes from, and he's been around horses that were geared to peak on Derby Day.
Yeah. Speaking of unbridled and street sense.
Unbridled and street sense in his years with Carl Nasker, and I look for this horse to run a good race on Derby Day. Whether it's good enough, we're going to find out. But I think this horse will run his best race possible. You know, outside of the usual things, traffic trouble and stuff like that. I think this horse will run a very good race on Derby Day.
All right, well, we go from one of the favorites to likely the longest shot on the board. Fast and Accurate also worked today for trainer Mike Maker, and I got the sense you weren't as impressed with his move.
Mike Maker's record speaks for itself, but I did not smell any roses as this horse came past the Twin Spires in his work this morning. He's accomplished a lot with this horse, winning the Spiral and stuff like that, but this would be one of the horses, after seeing his work, that I would have my doubts if this horse would be in the money in the Kentucky Derby.
No. And you weren't alone coming in, and you won't be alone coming out, so
true.
Not a huge nugget of information there, but still good to know as we are inside a week now to the Kentucky Derby. Tomorrow we're going to have Steve Asmussen's trio working. I think all three were on the track again today. Any impressions of Hence, Tappert, or Looking at Lee coming into their final work?
They're all big, good-looking horses. Hence's gallops have been eye-catching. He gets a little sweaty up on his neck, so if he's like that on Derby Day, I wouldn't let it bother me too much. All three of them have been galloping like soldiers around here. They've been looking okay, and it'll be interesting to see how they work for Steve.
And IRAP on the track today. Any thoughts on your first look at him?
He looks good. He looks better, like he's matured since I witnessed him in California this winter. You know, I didn't see the bluegrass win coming. I don't think many people did, but he looks in fine fettle, and you know, we'll see. I saw the video of his work, and he looked okay, so we'll see. I mean, conventional wisdom would say if I didn't go to the wedding, I'm not going to go to the funeral, but you know, the combination has won the Derby before with I'll Have Another, and kind of snuck up on some people, so you never know.
Yeah, and you know, it's 30-1 in the wedding, and usually the funeral is at a much shorter price, but probably get 30-1 again, or right around there.
So he might be close to that.
Not quite as big of a drop. And you and I talked before. I know you have some colleagues you respect in California. Did you get anything on Battle of Midway or Gormley worth sharing, or did you see anything from the video available before they ship in here?
My colleague Andy Harrington relayed to me that he thought Gormley worked well. I saw the video, and he laid behind another horse. They put Victor on the rabbit, Espinoza, And this horse, you know, he came up the rail and looked good, and Battle of Midway sat behind another horse. I know they were a little bit perplexed, as was I, when he was on the lead the day of the Santa Anita Derby. And he rated it behind another horse and went past him and galloped out well and looked okay with Flavian Pratt in the irons. So it'll be a very interesting result to see how horses out of the Santa Anita Derby do this year. Obviously, going in, the horses coming out of that race are not as highly regarded this year as they've been in past years.
Right.
Nyquist and Pharaoh, obviously, being the top two, but it will be interesting to see how they perform on Derby Day.
All right, and Chrome before that, and yeah, it's been a good run for the West Coast.
Mastery was supposed to be this year,
and Unique Bella. So, well, we'll see how they do, and we'll see how the Asmussen trio does. We'll have Classic Empire back on the track tomorrow, and you'll have James Scully to deal with. And real quick, coming in, I stuttered on your name because I almost called you Gary Player. And I know you like golf too. You probably wouldn't have taken offense to that.
No, as a matter of fact, that's what I was kind of named after.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
There you go. Well,
he's an avid horse racing fan,
He is,
too.
yeah.
He's just got
full circle.
Way more golf talent than I do. Way more.
Well, hopefully your horse talents will pay dividends for those watching this week, and we'll look forward to what you have to say tomorrow. Join Gary and James Scully. I'm Ed DeRosa. Thanks for watching.